What's going on, YouTube? I'm here with my man Trey, and what are you playing, Trey?
Libromancer.
Libromancers. All right, let's see what you got, man.
All right. It started the Libromancer core. This is pretty standard, I think.
Okay.
You got the 1 agent, 3 fire, and I was playing 2 Geek Boy because you can summon him off of emergency teleport.
Right.
And these two, having them in a ritual in hand is just gets you the entire engine on. Gets the recursive play with intervention because he searches you the field spell, which allows you to search either fire or agent, whichever one you need.
Okay.
Or Doombroker, which is the boss monster. Sadly, the only like relevant ritual monster in the archetype.
Okay.
Fireburst doesn't
doesn't cut it.
Doesn't do enough. He's only good for OTKing, which you got access code for.
Right.
And these guys can do really anything. They because none of them lock you anything, so you can go into synchro plays if you have tuners, or link summoning, which is what I mainly do with them.
Okay.
Which you'll see in the extra deck. And for Doombroker, if anybody's unaware of what Doombroker does, he essentially gets a set a card, and you can also attack directly, shuffle back a monster. But typically your set is Intervention, which is the Omni Negate that puts him back in hand, so you can use all your Libromancers in hand again. Because you just need a ritual monster in hand to activate their effect. Summon, and also summons a Libromancer monster. And if you special summon a Libromancer monster, you can activate its effect. So you just go plus. You go really plus off of it. Okay. As you summon Fire or Geek Boy to search the field spell or a monster you need. That's mainly it. I was also playing the 4th one, Magigirl, to summon on your opponent's turn, but it never really came up, and it's a little too slow for anything like that.
At least you tried it, just see what happens.
Yeah. It also takes up a little too much space. And then you have to play a bunch of supporting like ritual archetypes to go with it. One thing that helps a lot is Diviner of the Herald. This card's really good. It's obviously a tuner. Right. I was initially using it to go into Baron de Fleur with fire in itself because you send Herald of the Arclight to search a ritual monster if you need it, or you can even send Entis to pop a card in your opponent's side of the field. But now I use it to go into Halka Fibrax, and then hate to say it, but go into Dagda, set Scythe, and you have Intervention to cover your Scythe. So
as long as you can, if you can play it, I say play it.
Yeah,
it's in the game.
And you also, in really showing a need the ritual in hand, like 3 preparation of rights. You need a ritual monster. You have the 2 Benton. Right. And you play Illusion of Chaos mainly because it's ritual. You also have the souls to summon all of it. Okay. And the souls can plus you a lot too, because you don't need the field spell once you've used it to ritual summon Doombroker, because he's the only target. And you play the Benton because you can tribute Benton for Doombroker to search Herald or even Scythe if you don't want to go into Dagda or don't have the stuff to go into Dagda. Okay. So you just have to have Halk Doombroker on field for the main Scythe, for the Scythe lock combo. And then another reason why the Illusion of Chaos is really good with Mission Souls is because we play the Adventure engine. It sucks to do because you can't activate Diviner, but you're using Diviner to go into Halk anyways, so the level modulation isn't that much of a problem. And if you already have the ritual in hand, Diviner doesn't do much for you. And then I'm playing 2 Wonder Enchanters, 2 Rite of Armesia. I didn't realize what people were playing this until I started playing with the Adventure engine, and it's just mainly because Faithful Adventure, you can ban one of the Water Enchantresses to get a Rite of Armesia, and then it's just the standard stuff, Wandering Griffin. And I like to play Legal Knight. It's really good going second. Okay. And you never know if they're going to force you to go first or second in the first turn. So I like summon it. Also, if you're really screwed, if you have an Ash Blossom in hand, you can just summon one of these guys and then normal summon Ash Blossom, make Baron. That's good enough.
It is good enough, right now.
And then we have the Scythe for the Dagda stuff.
And then just shenanigans.
And then for just the hand traps, I usually put this with the hand trap stuff, but just 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Effect Veiler for climbing into Access Code Talker. Okay. And that's the main thing for the main deck. Okay.
How many cards is this?
42.
42. Okay, so it's pretty. Would you say it's pretty consistent?
It's consistent. The only problem I ever have is if I open just the Libromancer core and not a ritual monster.
Oh yeah.
Usually, I mean, there's a chance you draw all the ritual monsters, but that's not really. That hasn't happened to me yet, at the very least.
Okay.
And if you're drawing Illusion of Chaos, you at least can get a body on field. You play Herald the Arclight. Herald the Arclight's good enough for against some decks as well.
True.
You just can't out it.
Very true.
Just put all this. And then for the extra deck, we're playing like just a lot of link monsters can go into it. The first thing is probably going to get cut. Troll Sheep. People haven't seen it in a while. And it can do stuff. It can if you have Baron on field, you can use it to get Doombroker's attack up to 32 damage directly.
Ooh,
because you can
okay.
attack directly, which is not a bad thing. Put them on the clock, shuffle that cards. Then the rest of it's just like all the BS that everybody's doing this. Halka Fibrax,
Yep.
Dagda, TG, Baron.
Yep.
Because you just Halk into TG to Scythe, turn Scythe, protect Scythe from imperms and all that by sending him away, making Baron the floor, getting a negate. And if they didn't out intervention, you got 2 Omni negates and they're locked out of the extra deck, so they can't really do anything.
I like it.
Just because we have a bunch of extra bodies and getting the Libromancers in the graveyard ideal because you want to be able to summon them off intervention the following turn. IP, one target I have is Nightmare Unicorn for it, and one thing that's also really good, Goddess of Closewell.
Yes, indeed.
You can spit out 4 monsters from the field extremely easily between Souls and all the Libromancer monsters just summoning themselves for free, essentially.
Got you over that Attic Mister.
Yeah, I did get me over the Attic Mister.
Unaffected?
Yeah.
You can get linked.
Just summoned a bunch of them, just linked it off. And then you can, usually you still have stuff to follow up, because a lot of the monsters, when you summon them, search a card. So you always have the same amount of cards in hand.
Got it. Okay.
And also, IP can go into Goddess Code World, which I did not know until tonight. That's happened. And then for Diviner, 2 Intis, 2 Herald. Maybe I'll cut down an Intis if I need space, but I really don't find that I need much space in this deck. The extra deck's just kind of a bonus. You're mainly just trying to get Baron and Doombroker on field.
Okay.
But you send this guy to get a ritual if you need it, or if your opponent has something on field. One thing that comes up is like Rivalry of Warlord. Your deck cannot play through that because every single monster is a different type. What else is there? Anti-Spell Fragrance, which this helped out
I bet.
a few weeks ago. Just send this, pop the Anti-Spell Fragrance, and could start playing the game again. One thing that's weird, and I think I like it as Shinshin, because you can if you get screwed over and you don't have anything, Diviner and Geek Boy can make Shinshin, and just some decks can't play without the graveyard. So you just make Shinshin and just hope they can't deal with it. Also, and you can also get follow up by if you have a banished guy, you put him back, and then when Shinshin's outed, you can summon the Libromancer card, search what you need, and try to play through that, as long as they don't OTK you through it.
Okay.
And then just the last thing, comes every now and then, is just Selene into access code. Use Halka Fibrax to summon Effect Veiler. I was playing Imperm over Effect Veiler before, but Effect Veiler gets you into access code Talker more consistently, and there's not much of a difference between the two in the way I play this. So you just make these, you just go into this if you need to, but that's really it.
Okay.
And for the side deck, don't have it completely done. The 6 main cards, just Dimension Barrier, Blowout for mainly Despia is the only thing I really side that in for.
Okay.
Because Teekboo blows out the other deck. Teekboo doesn't do much to Despia, but Teekboo destroys Sword Soul, but you get that on the field. They can't really do much about it.
Right.
What other decks?
Flunderies.
Flunderies, that's right. You don't need the Zombie World in this.
No.
Especially because you can't really play it. You tribute a few things. And then Twin Twisters for everything else. And everything else is kind of just there. Cross outs just in case you need it.
Okay.
These are the main things I'd ever cite in. I'm not sure what else I'd need to put in here. Just because the main things you need to out is just like, if they're playing a bunch of Floodgate back rows, you need to out them with the Twin Twisters. Teak-Boo outs a lot of decks. And Dimension Barrier, you just call whatever they need.
Right, Dimension Barrier is Dimension Barrier. Other than hitting links, it does its job.
Yeah. And they're not too bad if you draw a bunch of them. If you have souls in hand, you can send them and draw some more cards if you need it, which is never a bad thing.
Alright, man. Well, I definitely appreciate the profile. I'm pretty sure some people will like to see how this deck is played and what your tech choices were. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks for keeping it real and take it easy, man.
You too.
Peace out.